So Jennifer, tell me in your words, we've known each other for 15 years now, and we've known each other with you laying on my table, with me doing manual therapy on you, and you doing Pilates with my trainers and gyrotonic with my trainers. Tell me how telehealth physical therapy, virtual physical therapy has been for you, knowing that I couldn't do the normal things that I've done with you the whole time we've known each other.
What the telehealth has done is the fact that I was physically in a very difficult place with a rotator cuff tear and was not diagnosed until after the COVID-19 strictures came down. And I was really in a lot of pain and didn't know how I was going to be able to do anything to help it. And the telehealth, you gave me more exercises each time, and they were done building blocks. So we didn't start at the end of the line, we started at the beginning. And I have felt through the sessions that we've done, I noticed I have made improvements. And you've been very patient with me, even when I kept trying to pour a bottle out, holding it the wrong way. It took me, I don't know, 3 times to finally get it. But when I got it. So it's been very, very helpful. And I was in a really scared place, not knowing how I was going to get through this rotator cuff injury with not being able to go to PT. And I really feel that we've done a lot of good work together.
I agree. And the one thing I've shared with some people that are physical therapists, I've shared some of our story without obviously using your name. And what I've shared with other therapists that was so exciting for me was how I was able to help you get up and down on the foam roller just now for the first time.
Right.
Get up on the floor, looking at you at your sink, watching you actually get things in and out of your laundry machine. It became a lot more functional of me showing up to your life, your house, instead of me telling you what to do when you get home. What are your thoughts on that for a moment? And then
well, yeah, it really did make a difference. And the one exercise, that trying to put the foot around the leg and stand up, and doing it on a chair just wasn't working. And we were trying to find something higher. And you mentioned the side of the sofa, and then I went in, and the sofa arm was way too high. But then I looked around and said, well, what about the piano bench? There it is. And it worked perfectly. So that's a place where, you wouldn't know I had a piano, or you wouldn't know how high the sofa was at home.
Yes. Yeah. And I would have told you that in the clinic, but then when you would have went home, there wouldn't have been a solution until we talked about it the next time. And then there we were able to make that switch right then and there.
And even with the sink, you were able to immediately with the camera see what my kitchen looks like with its sink, and how I could put my left foot rested on the edge with the door open under the sink, and that helped keep the weight on the right for my scoliosis. So yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
As long as you don't show pictures of this sink to the world at large.
I will show no sink pictures.
Beauty, folks. It's just not.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Jennifer, thanks a lot for sharing a little bit of your story and how telehealth has helped you. Again, so many people are just unfamiliar with it, not sure how it can help, and what the heck is it. So thank you very much. And I really appreciate you.
I really think after this is all over, I think telehealth is going to continue.
It's
a lot more people are going to consult doctors this way instead of physically going, unless they need to, for things that can be done this way.
Exactly. This is a way of social distancing to be a long-term plan in our world. As long as, we're going to get back to some things, obviously, but this is a new way for people to continue to be served without leaving their home. Or even if, let's say you were feeling ill and we were in a capacity to come see me today, but you were feeling ill, you could just say, hey, can we do a telehealth call instead of me coming in? I don't feel well today. And then all of a sudden we could still work on stuff, even though
Right.
you may not be well enough to come into the clinic, or we do it a day or two later. And there's just so many different options that I never thought about, because I've built my business on people coming to see me
Right.
and having that relationship in-house, close proximity, one-on-one. And again, this whole telehealth, it's been a journey for me, but I've loved it, because I've had to think on my feet, and I've had to come up with new plans and new ideas, because normally I would just touch you and use my hands and I would loosen up that knot myself. And now we had to figure out putting the tennis ball there and using the stick with the ball. And, all of a sudden you got some tools that I'm sure at some point along the line you learned, but now by us going through this process and making you do the work, I didn't assume he knew anything. And all of a sudden we saw that there were a few things that was missing along the way.
Right.
So,
What?
all right, Jennifer.
Yep. I will see you next Wednesday at 2:00.